Welcome back to the CWC Podcast, your home for the latest news, rumors, and updates in Chuckwagon Racing. I'm your host, David Selby. I'm joined by my co-host, Andy Horton. And today, we're going to talk about the National Championship Chuckwagon Races with special guest, Dapple Eoff Seales. But first, we're going to look back at a big weekend at the second annual Reggie Little Outlaw Race. We were both there. And we're going to look forward at this weekend's race in Brady, Texas. Got a lot to get to, so stick around.
Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your hosts, David Selby and Andy Horton.
But before we go any further, Andy, what do we got to do?
I don't know, David. What do we got to do?
We got to subscribe and relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com.
Oh, my goodness.
It's only $11 a month. How much is it for a year, though?
$99.
Oh, yeah. He's catching on. If you like the podcast, you get to see it a day earlier on the Chuckwagon channel, along with all the races that we shoot throughout the year. And 3 seasons, soon to be 4 seasons of the Great Wagon Race. So I'm pretty excited. We're right there. It's time for season 4. This week is supposed to be, for me, all about the logistics and getting ready for Clinton. And it's Wednesday, and I'm getting to that. It's been a busy week. Got home a little late. How are you, Andy? I want to know.
Tired. I have to admit, I am worn out. It has been a time.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm tired today too. Last night, I got to bed a little later last night. I was doing some work at the house, and then our refrigerator went beep.
You.
Yeah, it was.
That's annoying.
It's one of those beeps that is like, okay, is the refrigerator just open a little bit? Like, I need to just close the door the rest of the way. And I go and I open it, and it has like its little indicators on the side. Like, our fridge is probably pushing 10 years old, so new enough to have some little lights with words next to them, but not like a digital reading. And it says power off or something like that, even though the lights are on and there's people home. I don't know. And so I was like, well, okay, whatever. Like, we will deal with this tomorrow. And I pulled the fridge out. I unplugged it. I plugged it back in, pushed it back in. And I was like, I'm going to hope for the best. And I got up this morning about 6 o'clock. The alarm goes off. I go in there, and the fridge was still cold. Ice was good. Everything got back down to cold. I don't know what happened. I did like first, IT 101 rule is like restart it first. So it's probably going to go out later. So
I got to admit, I didn't think that's where that story was going.
Yeah. Well,
I thought you were going to walk back in there and be standing in a puddle in the kitchen. So
stay tuned. The story is probably not over because I'll leave this weekend, and
oh man,
it's probably just like so you know how that goes. Oh man, you got TV on or something there?
Oh yeah, there is one on. You want me to turn it off real quick?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I like TV. I'm not even going to edit this out. I'm just going to keep talking. So we went down to Glen, Mississippi this weekend, and we had a pretty good time. I'm not going to lie. We were down there for the better part of 4 days. We had
I
Todd.
don't have a TV on.
Okay. I just told our audience we're going to go ahead and just plow on through.
Oh, okay.
So going down to Glen, Mississippi, I was just saying we were there for about 4 days. I had Uncle Todd Eldred with me. You might know him from Building Spain. He was down there, and we had Troy Burton helping us out, and we had Dean Horton, your dad, helping us out. And then we had a local wedding videographer and just local videographer, Luke Price, and he helped out on Saturday. So we really had a pretty good crew. I knew we needed more help because I was announcing this race, and when you're up there trying to juggle times and everything that's going on around you and keep the air filled, it is not easy to be thinking about the video production aspect. So, and
Right.
yeah, but I liked our team. I feel like the production was good. We got the race out. I think that's the first time we've ever put a race out the day of, like that night. It might have been after midnight, but I got the race out. And so race day 1 was up there. And as of today, Wednesday, race day 2 is also out there. So go and check out the races from this weekend. And it's a step in the right direction for what we're doing with our production. Andy went above and beyond. He got a camera in the announcer stand that was working. We had cameras out in the field. We had the drone in the air. Andy was flying, and so it's not perfect, but we are working in a direction that we like a lot, and it mixes in announcer stand as a production, as a broadcast into the race that's happening below. I know at a lot of these races we don't really have the times coming in, and I know I wasn't perfect, but I had Miss Annie Little up there in the booth, and she was taking down times as quickly as they could get them processed and walkie-talkied up to her. It was a production, and I'm really, really proud of it. So go check out the races from this weekend. I'd be curious to know what people think about it, how they feel about it, and it's the raw deal. So it's not perfect. We had some times that we were dealing with stuff, especially on Sunday. We got rain. That was the weather radar it looked like a checkerboard. It was that scattered, and it was just like that. It was like, oh, here comes the sun, and then now it's raining and it's coming in sideways, and I'm over here pulling up and dropping down this tarp. There's probably footage of that in the production, like in that video. So you get to relive the show, not just the ride on that one.
Right.
So, but anyways, Andy, what was your key takeaway? What did you enjoy from the weekend? What kind of sticks out to you coming home? I know you got home late.
I liked what they did with the big mule track. That was like my favorite change. That was my favorite thing about the race. I just wish there was more of them. It was like 3 heats maybe, and one of them was a bye run. So there just wasn't really enough of those for me to really. I mean, I really wanted more of that. I really liked how they ran the track up behind us up on the hill.
It gives for some good material when you're up there talking about it, for sure.
Oh yeah. It definitely gives you something to have a conversation about, for sure. And just the very few shots, that I really got dialed in with the drone, chasing that race. Like there was one in particular on Sunday that I remember doing it. I don't have that footage, but I remember doing that shot, and I thought, man, that was really good. And Todd said something about it too. He's like, man, that looked really good. So yeah, that was kind of my standout. They made some good changes this year. I liked where they had the vendors and everybody set up. I hope that was good for them. I think it should have been. I liked where they put the arena this year, much better than last year. The barn that they built that they had the music under was good. I like that they changed.
And they used like trees or whatever. They used it's a cool look, it's a good sized cool pavilion.
Yeah.
Gravel. It's gravel bottom right now, and man, it was well used. I mean,
oh yeah.
Trent had said that he wanted the event to be more like a festival, with music playing more frequently, and so this is the first year rolling that out. And if there's one thing we know from seeing these events like unfold new things year over year, it's that like you do something like a big change like that, and now you have to let the people come in and use it and see how they move around, and see how the schedule unfolds with it. I think maybe a little bit of the maybe if there was a clash or maybe a con, it would be that if you've got your music going here and then your arena's right there. I love that they're close in proximity. I don't know if you want your concert blasting while your rodeo is going on. So, that's the kind of stuff that, who knows how they'll do that next year. Maybe they'll build brick wall between the two of them. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, that's not the only place that we deal with conflicts like that, though. I mean, we have issues like that in other places too. So it's definitely not something that other tracks are immune to. So
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, we list cons because we want to see things just get better and better, and it's observance. We're reporting on it, but I mean, man, great event. I liked the way they did the arena as well, the way that it kind of sits down in that little ravine.
Yeah, because you can sit up on that hillside, and the visibility of it is so much better. Like I feel like last year it was kind of up. It was up. And so if you got any distance away from it, you were down and you were just looking at trucks and tents and track tents and stuff. Like you didn't have a good view of the arena if you were any distance away from it.
Yeah.
This was great because you could stand up in the vendors, like the vendors could see it. Like a lot of them, they could stand there and see what was going on for the most part in the arena. So I think that was much better from a spectator's experience.
It's so on brand for like the Chuckwagon racing experience because it's kind of natural and built in where it's at. I mean, obviously you want to have as many things as you can pack into one of these weekends, and to have to build grandstands or to have to suffer through the visual not being as good because you just needed a big flat area, like it's just really neat that they don't need to build stands for that, not for a while. And if anything, I could see them saying, hey, you can't park within like 30 feet around it, or 40 or 50 feet, even whatever. You can still put your trucks all around the outer rim, but those are uphill. And so I could see where people could just really fill in around the whole the outsides of that arena, and it be a great experience. I think that's going to be cool. And then I hope they still have the corn. The corn made a nice backdrop with that being over to the west,
Yeah.
So like the sun's going down, you have a beautiful cornfield right there, and just it's a neat deal. I like what they did. We missed John and Brenda Davidson, Dizzy D. They were out there last year. We remember they had that pretty big classic wreck, and Brenda posted the other day, said she is a year removed from that wreck, which is just crazy. It was a year ago, and she's finally cleared to put weight on that injured leg, and so praise God, she's on the recovery side. She's on the good side of it now, and she's a trooper, and she's been so positive.
Yeah, they were talked about a lot down there over the weekend. They were brought up quite a bit. Absolutely 100% wishing them the best. And
she's finally going to start walking around on that leg. And so if it was me, I would just keep milking it so that like John has to keep being a housemaid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, the way it worked out last year with his son-in-law driving, I mean, they did win the national championship. So it's just something they got to take into account this year. Who knows what they're going to...
He said if he won that, before he won it, he said if he won it, John said he was never going to let him live it down. So I would be curious to talk to John and see how the last year is.
They're both John. So Little John or Big John?
Big John told me that Little John would never let him live it down if he won the championship. He said he's never going to let me hear the end of this if he wins. And then he did win. And so I'd be curious to know how that's gone, because I haven't talked to him much.
I need to shoot him. I need to shoot him a message and see what his plan is this year, because it's about that time. Great weekend. The racing was good. It was a little slow Saturday, and they just got it all together Sunday. Actually, Sunday was like perfect. Like that's the kind of length of program. I mean, around 2.5 hours or so. Like, that was great. That gives me a lot of hope for what they're going to do there, not only this fall for Mississippi Madness with their Harvest Festival. Put that on your calendars. October 17th, that weekend. It gives me a ton of hope for the pumpkin patch and the corn maze and everything they're going to be doing out there, but also just for like the future. They are getting it together. Huge shout out to Courtney Lee, Jenny Lehman, those guys down there that were keeping things going. Miss TT Miss Teresa that was out there. We see her at Seven Springs. And over the years, we've seen her a lot, and she was helping and calling in times. It was just a really good team effort. So kudos all the way around for everybody. So today is Thursday that you're seeing this. We're recording on Wednesday. However, Western Sports Roundup, while we're trying to do those on Wednesdays this week, it worked out to where it's going to be Thursday night. So we're going to throw Western Sports Roundup recap in right now, and then make sure you go over to Cowboy Channel or Cowboy Plus and see it tonight when Western Sports Roundup airs.
This past weekend, we traveled down to Glenn, Mississippi for the second annual Reggie Little Outlaw Chuckwagon Race. And things got a little wild and western, so don't go away. In chuckwagon racing, an outlaw race is a non-sanctioned event where the track makes its own rules. This one was created by Trent Little as a tribute to his late big brother, Reggie Little, known as the godfather of chuckwagon racing east of the Mississippi. Nearly 90 teams came to the little town of Glenn, Mississippi to compete in more than a dozen youth and adult divisions. We captured both days of racing with the fastest time in each division across the weekend, taking home the buckle. Now let's get down to some chuckwagon racing. In the buckboard division, that 500-pound all-wooden wagon, the buckle went to Rockin' M Race Team. In the big mules, it was Sue's Pond Express, driven by Jeff Clark. This division charges uphill, runs right through the crowd, and then plunges downhill and across the racetrack. It doesn't get much more wild and western than that. Now let's take you down to the classic. In this 1,000-pound all-wooden wagon race division, it was BS Racing who won first place and the day money on both days with the fastest time. And it is a chuckwagon race, so we had some close calls along the way as well. Hey, that's chuckwagon racing, right? Everybody came out okay. Glad to say it was an awesome weekend down there at Glenn, Mississippi, and we're looking forward to their next event this fall, Mississippi Madness. Next, we're headed down to Brady, Texas. We have the Heart of Texas Stampede and Chili Cook-Off. This is hosted by Heather Miles, who is a singer-songwriter, and she's also well known for her TV show, True Country. And after that, all eyes are on Labor Day weekend down at Clinton, Arkansas for the National Championship Chuckwagon Races, where we will also be filming the 4th season of the Great Wagon Race. If you need to get caught up, season 2 of the Great Wagon Race will actually premiere next Wednesday, the 12th, on Cowboy Channel. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. I'm David Selby, and I'll see you out on the track.
And we're back. For you, it was a few minutes. For us, it was 3 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and start looking into our news and rumors here real quick. I'll get through this. It looks like Dapple is ready to jump on the show. So before I let her in here, we'll talk about this some more with her probably, but Selection Sunday, it's going to be Sunday, August 23rd. A little bit later than usual because that is the way Labor Day fell this year. So that will be, like usual, it'll be a week before you all show up that next Saturday at Clinton. So start scheduling your watch parties, 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That will be when we air Selection Sunday. And this is our 3rd or 4th time doing it, which is exciting. That will be exclusively on the Chuckwagon channel. So make sure if you want to see Selection Sunday at 6 p.m. on August 23rd, that you go to the Chuckwagon channel and see it there. Season 2, Great Wagon Race. This is finally going to be premiered on Cowboy Channel and Cowboy Plus. So that's coming out next Wednesday in the evening. I have to check back on this. It's 5 or 6 p.m. And we will have that rolling out for 4 consecutive weeks. The finale will be an hour-long finale, and that'll be the Wednesday after we get back from Clinton. So it'll run 4 consecutive weeks, if that puts into perspective how close we are to Clinton. The finale is after we get back from Clinton. So make sure you go check out Cowboy Channel and watch it there. Thank you to people who've jumped up and sponsored. If you do want to sponsor with Great Wagon Race Season 2 and the continuation of Season 1 on Cowboy Channel, please reach out. There are still some limited spots available. You won't be in Episode 1 as it's premiered However, episode 2, 3, 4, and that extended hour-long finale, you could absolutely have your brand or your products shown there. So just reach out. August 7th, that is this weekend, Heart of Texas Stampede. It's an outlaw race, $5,000 added. I know there are not going to be a lot of teams, which means that money is going to be shared amongst fewer. And Heather Miles, singer-songwriter, she's hosting a chili cook-off. She'll have inflatable water slides. She's going to have a pretty neat setup out there. They do have a retired racetrack that they have brought back to life. And so if you want to make it out there, you can see us race on a dirt racetrack, which
really,
I'm excited to see that. I think it's going to be cool.
I didn't know that.
You can come with me if you want. You want to come?
I wish I could.
I'll pick you up on the way.
You're going to have to swing by Alva, Oklahoma to find me. I'm going to be up there photographing a barrel race. So
when are you done?
Be Sunday night sometime.
Gosh, dang it. If you want to leave your camper at home, come on down. They've got the True Country Inn. She owns that hotel, so it's revamped. It's open for bookings. I say it's revamped. It's been there for a long time, but she brought that back to life as well. And it's been part of her TV show that's on RFD TV, and it's themed rooms based around country music, old country music, and things like that. So I know that's where I'll be staying, and I'm looking forward to it. So we've had a little bit of a delay getting our first Canadian Chuckwagon race uploaded. We were looking to have Melfort as that went off, and due to some particular circumstances, nothing to be worried about. But we are going to start with Kelvington. So Kelvington, everything looks awesome. I've seen the footage. I'm very excited to get that out there. We know that that's going to be coming out next week. Thank you to our friends from Brandon 90. And thank you to Laurel Halderman and the EPCCA. Very excited to get some Canadian Chuckwagon racing up on the Chuckwagon channel. Okay, let's get our super special guest, Dapple Eoff Seales.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, she's on the phone. Come on, you're on a very big, huge production broadcast. Yeah.
So sorry.
I can't imagine you're busy this time of the
year. We're so busy. I swear we will sit on our tails for like 2 days and have nothing to do. And then just as soon as we schedule something in, it's like flooded. We're just we've got a semi of furniture coming in today. A lady headed here right now to pick up a full living room set that she bought. A new lady's in here shopping for a house full of furniture. And I'm like, I gotta go do a podcast. I'll be right back. It's so fun. So
gotta
busy.
Go get on my show.
Excuse me. I have to make an appearance.
So we've got Dapple Eoff Seales, and I'm throwing the oaf in there. I don't know how you're saying it nowadays that you're married.
Yeah, it just seemed like a little long to put in there. I could have probably just done Dapple, but
yeah,
yes, Eoff Seales.
Well, Dapple Eoff Seales, it's good to have you back. I've had a relationship with you and your family for going on 18 years now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a long time.
So, you're like a sister to me at this point.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy how long we've been hanging out, but
it really is. Yeah.
But what's going on around there? Give us the update on what's happening at the Bar OF.
Well, right now, a lot. We're getting some new roads put in. We bought some new property again, and it's getting cleared and kind of finished.
Oh wow.
We're widening some of the entry points, especially the one up on top. We felt like it needed to be a little bit wider road for campers that are coming in through there. And then our store is very, very busy right now. So that's great. That's a blessing because it's been a slow summer. So we're very excited to be busy today.
I feel like I've heard the same thing happen with different retailers. Is odd. It's odd. Like I've actually heard multiple people say that throughout this summer, it was like they've had a really slow summer, but then like just here recently, it's like the switch flipped or something.
Hopefully it's turned on.
Yeah. Hopefully it's like across the economy and people are getting back out again. I don't really know, but yeah. So what's new? You said you've got some roads going in, new properties. What's new on the ranch over there? I know people are thinking about Clinton now. That's what's next on the list.
Yeah, there's not just a whole lot new. We do have a new rock structure, like with the buffalo and the wagon. We added a mule hill on top of the Big Mule Hill. So it's a pretty neat little thing. You can ride your horse through it. That's really the only thing other than some widened roads and a big place that's been cleared up behind where the vendors and the parking lot is. That area looks completely new. It's kind of it'll be a mud pit this year, I'm afraid, a little dusty, but there won't be a lot of traffic up there. So, but it's going to be really nice. We're going to be able to push our RV places back further to the tree line, make our parking lot a little bit bigger because we've been pretty much at capacity on race days the last couple of years in our parking area. So that's going to help a lot.
Gotcha. So you guys have actually been clearing trees up there?
Yes, a lot of trees.
Wow.
A lot of trees. Mm-hmm.
So there will be more flat area up there for people to park.
Yes, our RV sites will be moved probably, I don't know, 1/8 of a mile back onto a completely different tree line by next year. So they're going to be in their same place this year because we don't have the property finished enough that we can actually dig those lines and move the electricity lines. But then next year we will have the electricity lines moved and the boxes upgraded and everything like that. So the RV
that's cool
area for the people who don't camp in the bottoms is going to be substantially different by 2027.
Yeah, that's big time.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of looked at the schedule. I know you and I were talking the other day a little bit about it, but let's run through entertainment stuff here real quick. I know a few things have moved around. Pretty typical start to the week, moving all the way through Monday. I know for me, I'm always like, for video, I'm always thinking like, what are the big milestones of the week? Which I know you got trail rides, but the Bulls and Broncs again with Calcutta Monday night. The ride to town on Tuesday with the fish fry, karaoke to follow, the lighted wagon train. How is that? I feel like we had a really cool night lapse of that last year. That I think you got that, Andy. Is that right?
I think Andy did. Mm-hmm. It was
I don't even remember.
Yeah, maybe it was 2 years ago at this point.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's a hard week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard week.
I think last year during that, I was out there till about 2 o'clock in the morning hanging TVs in the pavilion. So I don't think I got it.
Yeah.
That would be correct.
Yeah, that was neat. And, I guess we're almost to Thursday here. I guess I'll just hit Wednesday real quick, but that's when the music gets real. So Sammy Kershaw, Wednesday night, Chuckwagon barbecue. That'll be riding up to the 3-Star Dance Hall.
Yes.
Again, where we'll probably be in there interviewing people, locking the doors. And
probably
Thursday, so we'll get into the wagon races for the rookies and the pasture roping. Is anything changing format-wise with the races on Thursday?
No, everything's going to stay the same as far as the format goes. We'll do the first bout of rookies, and then we'll do our pasture roping, and then have the second round for the rookies.
Okay. So we'll have the Reeves brothers and Josh Ward that night, but before that, we have the Chuck and Buck. So last year, going back to what Andy was saying, we had TV set up, which was like a huge godsend because
absolutely it was.
If everybody remembers, we got like rained the heck out on the rookie races that day.
We did.
Which felt like kind of like a snow day or something. It's like
it was.
We don't have to go to school.
Everybody got to take off.
Yeah. And so everybody got to like go to town with mom and go to the store and shop and do stuff. It's kind of neat. Maybe we should incorporate like that into every year. Like nothing happens today.
No, I'm good. No.
Yeah. We're not having anything till 8 o'clock.
Right.
So will the Chuck and Buck go back to, it'll set up like it did previously, or did we like it over there?
Yes, I actually think they're going to try to get it moved just a little bit closer even to the bluff. That was the goal last year, was to move it a little bit further up on the track after we saw how it worked the first year. The view was good, but I think that Chase wants to make it better. So he's wanting to push it just a little bit closer so that the view from the top, because he's already getting to be where if you're down there in the bottoms, it's pretty full. You've got to get there early if you want to be up close and see stuff. So
if you want danger.
Yeah, if you want danger. So for those of us who don't, he's trying to get it moved a little bit closer so that we can sit on the bluff and watch them.
Yeah.
And still see. And of course they'll have the jumbotrons and everything like that for it. They'll be turned more towards the bluff this year. Last year it was kind of where we had to put it wasn't ideal, but it worked great.
Yeah. And the TVs were, I mean, thank you, Andy.
Oh, yeah,
gosh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
The TVs were a huge piece. We talked to the guy who's doing the video broadcast. His name's Logan Roddy. And we kind of, the last couple of years, we've noticed that, like, hey, they've got a crew out there, we've got a crew out there. And we got to talking with him, and it's like, hey, why are we not like kind of sharing resources here, so that like we had our broadcast up on the hill and he had a broadcast down there that was different. And, you know, he's hiring videographers and coming in and stuff. And it was like, there's a lot of overlap here. So we got to talking with him, and, you know, he knows what he's doing with these events. Like, he does these things on site and has a great setup for it. So him and Andy have been talking a little bit. It'd be kind of cool to see any updates there, Andy, anything that.
No, we got so busy with the last race we were at that I haven't really touched base with him. I was too busy gearing up for that, and now I'm about to head off somewhere else. So I really do need to sit down and look at a couple of things, you know, mainly with our little robot camera and stuff, and see if we can somehow maybe incorporate that into his setup or something, because that might be another angle he could use and not take up some of his equipment. So yeah, I do need to get back and touch base with him on that.
Yeah, and we talked with him also about incorporating what he does into, like, bringing him into the races. And so it'd be like a little bit of a barter thing. Like, if he's able to tap into what we're doing Thursday night, and that alleviates some of the burden for crew and stuff for him, then we might swap out and have him come in and work and do some of the stuff with us, which brings in more technology to make what we're putting into our production switcher that much better, that much more robust, so that it just comes out looking better. We've got more angles, and it just makes the production better. And obviously we're shooting a TV show, so anything we can add, we love that. Dapple likes, you know, more cameras shooting at her at all times.
As long as it's from this side and up here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Left side up high. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a good side. I look like a potato from everybody
has a good side.
Everybody does have a good side.
Everybody has a good side.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm not going to talk about mine.
Maybe you've got two good sides. Maybe that's why.
And if you don't have it on the front, okay. Anyway, so all right. So moving on. So Friday we've got.
Hate to see my bad one, man.
I don't know if any of this would have changed since the other day when we talked about it, but for those of you that love to know everything that's happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, championship, Chuckwagon Racing. So we said wagon pre-show on Friday, or is that
Thursday.
What we said?
We're moving the pasture breakaway and Nat Summers to the pre-show on Friday with his dogs, and and our pasture breakaway will be Friday morning now.
Yeah, and that was great. That was last year. That was Sunday.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good day. So
keep in mind, really high level working cattle dogs, pasture breakaway. So make sure you don't miss out on that for
and then
Thursday.
At the Wagon Calcutta,
Friday.
2 of the dogs that Nat is working are actually going to be up for auction. So they're
Oh wow.
They're really nice. We've already had people that are sending us messages that either can't be there that day that are interested. So we're going to have like some phone buyers, and his dogs are just some of the highest level working cattle dogs that you can find, especially around here, anywhere close. I would say probably in a multi-state area. And so we're really excited to kind of see how that brings in some different types of people that'll get to see everything that we do at the ranch.
Yeah, and for those who missed that, what was going on is they had the breakaway roping, and after they would rope the calf, and since it was breakaway, the calf still runs off, and he would send his dogs over there and get the calf and bring it into the herd, and he had them all herded up with the dogs, no fence or anything, and he just kept them contained with the dogs and just brought them in one at a time with the dogs as they were roping. It was cool to watch.
Extremely impressive. Yes. It was really, really. I made a joke last year. I think that the breakaway roping was also exceptional, but I think that the crowd cheered more for the dogs than they did the roping.
I did.
That's pretty cool.
Those dogs were so impressive. Impressive to watch.
No shade on the roping. It was great too.
Oh, the roping was amazing.
But that's something that I've seen quite a bit. I haven't really seen the dog
Yes.
element added to it. That was really cool.
Not up close and personal like that. It's very impressive. And so he's got 2 really, really nice dogs. All the information about them's on our Facebook page. There's some flyers on them, some videos up of them. So if, that tickles anybody to want to go look at it early, I would definitely recommend it. And of course, Nat's always available to answer questions about them too.
All right. I'll keep pushing on Friday here. So we got we have a Chuckwagon race. So that's the first of the 3 days. That's at 1 o'clock. Campers Ranch Rodeo, 6:15. The Calcutta for the wagons will be that night up top at the pavilion, along with the cook-off. I need to be bugging Susan. I want to judge that again.
Yeah.
I think she said.
I've always tried to judge it, and they won't let me. They won't let me judge it.
Well, that's because you would cheat, but like that, they should have me because I have a.
I'll put in a good word for you again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And also, yeah. I won't go. Yeah, I don't want people to think I'm colluding, but I'm excited for it. So, dance competition will be following that, assuming it gets. It'll be right around that time. Live music by Rick Trevino.
Yes.
And then Saturday, it's mostly all the same here, but running through the pre-show. So the pre-show on Saturday
is the short round of the pasture team roping.
Yes.
So we bring the top 20.
Yeah. So the finals.
The finals.
Thursdays. Yeah. Okay. So we'll wrap that up, and then we'll have the Chuckwagon race again, second day. Kids Ranch Rodeo over at the arena that night. That's the big night where everybody's in every different place on the ranch. Bluegrass music at the hotel, live music with the Texas Jam Band to follow, and then Buffalo Rock concert. It gets crazy out there. It's fun. It's I would say PG-13, but I'm going to say PG-18, PG-16.
PG-18, yeah.
When do your kids get to go over there?
They don't. I've never been myself, so that's just not for us. It's better if we stay on the other side.
It's
but
fun.
One thing we have added for Saturday is John Carpenter and Elite Saddlery is sponsoring a youth night at the pavilion. Or not at the bunkhouse. I'm sorry. He's going to have like his dummies set up for roping, some bago boards, some water and soda for the kids, just kind of I think he's going to have a speaker with some music, just kind of like a DJ situation for kids that are like 13 to 17 years old. Just something for those kids that are not wanting to just sit in their mom's lap all night, but also can't go to Buffalo Rock. So just a little something different for that kind of age of teenagers to get out and get to do something that night.
Yeah. Well, John's a good dude. John is also one of our sponsors for Great Wagon Race Season 2.
Yes,
coming
absolutely.
out next Wednesday on Cowboy Channel. It's already out on the Chuckwagon Channel. It's going to be premiering nationally on the Cowboy Channel next week on Wednesday evening. Make sure you don't miss that. We talked about that a little before we brought you on. Didn't want to embarrass you. Dapple's in it. She's in the show.
Yeah.
And so Sunday, we'll have church in the morning, and then the pre-show on Sunday. There's the Chuckwagon Channel podcast. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, the Chuckwagon Channel podcast. Yeah, the pre-show.
So we'll have a championship Sunday pre-show. We're still getting this figured out, but the goal this year is to have a pre-show for each race day. So that's a little bit of a step up from what we've done previously. But Sunday, Championship Sunday, we'll be out there. We'll be talking about it. So I know you recently had made some posts about the rules of wagon races down there.
Yes.
Can you speak to kind of the history of what you guys have wanted the rules to be like at the national championships? How much has that changed over the years, and what has maybe pushed that the most in recent years? We
want to keep the rules very simple. We feel like the fewer rules you have, the easier it is to navigate. If every little thing has a detailed rule that is written down that you are completely stuck to, then you don't have any room to make judgment calls. And there's got to be room to make judgment calls. I mean, in everything, especially something like this. There are just different situations arise all the time that there doesn't need to be a rule written for. I feel like it's changed a lot in the last not a lot, because I think we've gone from like 3 rules to 6, but just kind of trying to make it a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, but with official dress. When we first started, we didn't require official dress, but of course we weren't really getting some of the attention that we're getting now. And we feel that it's a cowboy sport and it needs to be we need to portray a cowboy lifestyle. We need to portray at least that we're cowboy people. And part of that is respecting a sport. And it's just like wearing a baseball jersey. When you play baseball, you respect the sport, you tuck your shirt in, you got your belt on, and you look good. And so those, just the number of people that are actually coming to watch, the number of people that are participating now, we have had to add a few rules, but I do feel like we've kind of stuck to the history of what we wanted and tried to keep it as simple as we can. That way it's not as stressful for other people, but we have a lot of new racers, especially that have been calling, I can't find your rule book. I need to know what the rules are on this. And I'm like, it's super easy. You have found the rule book. It's 3. Like,
yeah, here's my one pager.
Here's my one page of rules. So I think that it works well for what we do. I know that there's a place for different events that need more rules, but I feel like it kind of keeps the heart of what I wasn't there for it, but what my mom and dad started whenever they decided. I can't take much credit for that. Yeah. I think we've done well preserving that.
Yeah. The judgment calls. I know that that's always been a point of contention here and there over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you've used the example of, your kids' sports.
Mm-hmm.
And how even in baseball, it's like, do you want to have an umpire or do you want to change the game to be a robot? Like, is that going to be?
Absolutely.
So use that analogy again for me and kind of just re-explain how you guys do your judging on the field with your timers and everything like that, and why.
This is such a hard question.
Throw it at you.
Yeah.
99 mile per hour.
But it's still such a rambly question for me. I might start rambling here in a minute. With our judges, we place our judges together in direct line of what they need to be viewing. We do give them complete right. We have the starting line judges and the finish line judges, and their calls stand. So, and they kind of stay in their own areas. The starting line takes care of the starting line. The finish line takes care of the finish line. All of our timers, we go off sound of the gun. We do run a backup timer just in case something happens. We try to check the first wagon across the line. We try to check it every time to make sure that we're close. And typically it's very, very close with 2 different people. So we know there's human error, of course, but we don't want to remove that completely from the event, because it's like you said, do you take out all these people and create something that's run by robots or AI or what's trying to take over the world anyways? And none of our judges are going to do anything intentionally. They're not going to say, oh, well, I don't like him. I'm going to say he loaded early, because most of our judges don't know most of our wagon racers. We don't go around all the circuit races and everything. And so that helps me be able to stand up for our judges a lot, because I know they truly don't care who wins. They just want a good, clean race. They want to do their best, and it's easy for me to stand behind them. I'm not saying that anybody's perfect, but that's God's design, not ours. So,
yeah. And I mean, it just acknowledges an old way of doing things. And it truly, to me, it always errs on the side of production, making sure that we stay true to having a great production. And that's what I've really loved about the way you guys have always done things. The way that you handle the runoff, like you do give room for error.
Yes.
It's not like somebody's going out there and losing by 1/10 of a second based on somebody's eyeball. It's, hey, if you're within 1 second of the leader in your respective division,
mm-hmm.
you go to a runoff. Top 3 times go to runoff. And the thing about it is, you want a runoff. It's overtime. It's exciting. It gets people on their feet. It's how you.
I don't want to run off.
I know you don't, but
we do.
That's what we love.
Everybody else does.
Yeah,
they give me so much anxiety.
Right, like if everybody was actually out on that track, which is a pasture, if the rules were, hey, it comes down to 100ths of a second by electronic time, the odds of having a tie that forces a runoff, I mean, it almost would never, ever, ever happen. So it's produced some of the best moments that have happened down there, in my opinion. And so I fully back the way that you guys have handled things as well. And And I hope that doesn't go away. I hope it stays that way. But
I hope
anyways.
it stays that way. I mean, as long as we have anything to do with it, it will stay that way. And I know that we get hit every year with, I have it on my phone. I saw, like, I was recording, my husband was racing and I saw it and they blah, blah, blah happened. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're sitting under the finish line tree trying to tell me, you know, what happened on our starting line, that you can't tell me that, even if you do have it. The only real footage that I think is super, super telling is drone footage. But I still don't want to have to go back to where we race a full day and then I have to go back and watch drone footage of 2.5 hours of wagon racing to make sure that we didn't make one mistake by a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want it to turn into that. And I don't think the racers really would appreciate it either, honestly. I think that a lot of the racers know that if there's going to be a top 4 or 5 teams, their goal is to get in the runoff, you know, if they know it's going to be close.
Yep. And they play that way for sure. It's
yeah.
I love the way you guys do it.
There's a lot of strategy behind that for the racers. So it is interesting.
In 2023, Big Mules up the hill, Hee Haw Express, Sam Woody jumps on the back of the wagon. We haven't seen this before. Everybody was confused and excited, maybe a little hurt. Not sure if this was allowed. And then it got everybody's attention, as you called it, a distraction in Great Wagon Race Season 1. Everybody was so distracted. And your line judges down on the field and your timers up top disagreed on who got second place, because the team that did finish first had a man riding on top of I don't know how that was holding his weight up, but on the top of the tarp, basically behind his wagon. And so there was a disagreement there. You guys made a game time decision to make the call. And then as soon as the races were over, you went and got the video and you made sure that it was right. And there was a mistake there and you guys corrected it. And I mean, to me, that's, again, you're honoring the human element. Yeah. You're honoring the human element. And then when the human error is revealed and it's like, hey, yeah, we can own that. And you guys did that. And so it's a good system. And yeah, like if something can happen, it will happen eventually, I guess, like that. But that was the extreme.
And that was eye-opening for us as well, because we had never really discussed who needs to make the call in a runoff for the first, second, third place. And so I feel like that year everybody kind of actually thought it was the other person's job, you know, like,
yeah,
it's your job. Oh no, wait, it was your job. And so I'm not sure that was good for us, because we've since revamped that. It's definitely, the call comes from the announcer stand now, for the runoff. So it's pretty, it was good for us. So,
yeah. And the timers go out the window. So, I mean, that's, to me, that's where I could see why there would have been confusion, especially because you're not really watching the same thing. You're literally just looking for whose nose crosses first.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm sure that your timers aren't sitting there thinking, oh, I have a designated team that I'm supposed to be watching. They're watching the race at that point.
They're just watching the race at that point. Yeah. And it really, honestly, it would have been a qualified time, but they jumped the line.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have disqualified him for being on the wagon, because the rules we don't have a rule for that. You know, he loaded. He was in my opinion, just because you're in the back seat doesn't mean you're not in your wagon.
He's a passenger.
So, he was a passenger on the team. And so we were all kind of swept up in it, because we thought, well, if he finishes this race on top of this wagon, they've won it. And then Adam came in with Hee Haw jumped the line. And we were just like, was anybody even watching anybody else at that point? Like,
right.
How do you look away?
Like, did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it was, you know? So, and the person who thought they saw it first kind of got involved and shouldn't have, and really created some confusion. So we've also now got rules as to who can even sit near our judges.
Well, it made great television. I'll just say that.
It did. It made for great TV. I'm so glad that people enjoyed it.
Yeah, we need to. You really just can't even script something like that. I mean, that was.
It was something.
It was a pretty fun, pretty silly moment. So
yeah.
Anyways, so you said so as far as rules in the past, like in the most recent years, so you feel like the the attire has been the thing that maybe has been pushed the most as far as.
I feel like it has, because, we require it even for holders, anybody that's on the track. If you're assisting a team in any way, shape, or form, you have to be in official attire. That's really the only thing I feel like we've had to change. And that's been in effect for 20 years probably, but used to, you can see those old, like the 1990s, they'd be running in t-shirts and ball caps. So they'd match, but they, it just was a little bit different. So as the sport's grown, I feel like it's just giving it a more nod to the cowboy heritage and respecting the sport and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It also makes for better pictures. I mean, it just does.
Yeah,
it just makes for better pictures.
I mean, we have to be real, though. I mean, 40 years ago when everything started, the people that were showing up and racing probably were more naturally prone to wear what we now call like historical chuckwagon attire. It wasn't as historical, back in the day.
Yeah.
Now,
it's changed a lot.
Yeah. So to preserve what it was, I mean, even in the first 10, 20 years of the event is, it's totally appropriate. So, to double down on it now and to make it the official dress, and everything, I think it's great. I love it. So, and I think other people love it too. And I think I love that it gives people who aren't part of that world a great reason to dress up as cowboys.
Oh, and they do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
So that's one thing I love to see when I go out there. So it's a neat thing, but cool. Well, anything else coming up this year that you want to share before we kind of start winding down?
Don't think so.
Okay.
We might have a couple surprises up our sleeve. Nothing too big, but I'd like to keep a few things as a surprise for the week. Yeah.
Ooh la la. Selection Sunday. You guys are requiring that all of the times and everything, like you guys will have that pretty well locked up the week before that.
Our books close, drop dead on August 15th at 3 o'clock. When
So
we
be
leave
warned.
the store, the books are closed.
Okay. So make sure if you are a racer, if you are trying to rookie in,
Yes.
you better make some moves because you're on the 10-day countdown now. And
Yeah, we've had 3 rookie teams call in today. It's the first we've ever heard of them. So,
well, let me ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
How are the rookies starting to where are we seeing rookies coming in this year?
This year we have the most in the buckboard. We have, I think, 8 or 9 rookie buckboard teams this year. That used to be the big mules. We used to have that many in the big mules, but I think we've only got 3 or 4 right now in the big mules. I believe we have 4 classic teams, and I haven't looked. I know we got 2 land rush teams today, so I'd have to go back. There's probably going to be 6 or 8 of those. But the buckboard really coming in strong this year. And we've even had some teams that are existing teams transfer into the buckboard. So the way I see the books looking this year, I think that we will have more buckboard teams on the roster than any other division.
Yeah, man, that's so interesting. I know. I saw Chase Outlaw at this race. He was racing, and he dislocated his shoulder, as he does every other day, I guess. And he let us know that he's rookieing. He's looking to rookie in this year in the buckboard. So, when you guys decide officially how many you're going to allow to rookie in, is that more based on who's gone out? So when you close the books and you see, hey, we've got like 3 OG teams, Pat, they're out this year. Is that kind of how you decide how many will come in?
Yes. So we try to fill spots as long as we can. It's just a little bit more, difficult in like the big mules and the buckboard because we already have so many.
Right.
So we'll say 4 up. We don't have very many 4-up teams, and so we're in a position to take more 4-up teams because we just don't have that many. So we do take that into consideration, but we also take into consideration making our heats even. So if I have to put 2 teams in a heat, we're going to take an extra rookie so that we can at least have 3 because we don't want to run 2 at a time. And so that kind of makes a difference. And we don't want to add a heat all the time. So we already have 12 heats of buckboard from last year. So we don't necessarily want to have 14 heats
Oh man.
from 2025 to 2026. So we try to do some math to see like where can we get by if we just add one heat this year, and could we sustain that number of heats even for 2027 if we only like leave a gap, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of math for a girl who likes words, but we get it done. So
yeah, I'm glad I don't have to figure all that out like you do.
Yeah.
But so the 4-up, are those mules at 52-inch and below, or what?
Mm-hmm. They're the pony mules. Mm-hmm.
And the pony mules, are they on an average as well, like in the buckboard? Okay.
Yes, everything we do is on an average. So it's actually we do ours by a team total.
Okay, so 208 inches. Is that what you're?
Yes.
Ish? Okay.
Yeah, ish.
Hey, be warned, everybody. If you've got some pony mules, there's a little bit more room to get in out there. It sounds like
there's a lot more room in the 4-up mules. And then, there always is. The Oklahoma Land Rush is probably one of the most difficult to get in because we only take one wagon and one outrider. Of course, the outrider gets in with their wagon and vice versa. But I don't know. The big mules is kind of opening up a little bit, whereas it used to be completely packed and the buckboard's filling up. So I don't know. It's funny how it changes and how quickly it changes.
So on the Land Rush, either thing can get you in. So, I mean, how exactly, that makes my head hurt. How does that work? You can get in with a wagon or the outrider?
Yeah, we take our fastest outriding time and our fastest wagon time. And if it's the same team, then we defer to the second fastest wagon.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're taking two teams.
We take two teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really just need one or the other because it's two separate races at our event. So we have an outrider champion and a wagon champion, and they typically don't ever match. So if you have a really fast team of ponies, you don't necessarily have to have a fast outrider. Or if you've got a middle of the pack set of ponies and you've got somebody that's got a smoking fast outriding horse, it's good to pair up like that because we take the fastest time. In the Oklahoma Land Rush, unless you jump the line, all the times are qualified because the outrider doesn't have to catch. So a lot of times we see in the big mules and the buckboard especially, it comes down to qualified times on Thursday.
One last thing I wanted to hit on before we let you out of here is to just hit on real quick. I think it's perfectly worthwhile to just mention that we're going to have another production going on down there this year.
Absolutely.
Assuming everything.
Be aware.
Yeah, and so if you see somebody with a camera that says "Relive the Ride" or Chuckwagon Channel, you'll know that that's us. And there will be a few other cameras on the ground from Grandview Entertainment, who are doing a production for Fox Sports 1. So that'll be very exciting. We'll have Matt Vinnick, I think I'm saying that right, and Joe Verano from Grandview Entertainment. And we're pretty excited. We know that there's going to be some overlap there with our crew. And so if you're wondering if there's going to be more and more stuff coming out that you can enjoy about the National Championship Chuckwagon Races after the event, that's going to be a cool one. I am excited for the sport. I'm excited for the event just to see what those guys put together because they have this Wild World of Western Sports, I believe, is the series. And it's a 6-part series. And you can go follow them on Instagram and you can see snippets. They've already put out their first episode. And that was on the Indian relay races. Am I saying that right? Yeah. And so you can kind of get a taste of what the format is for that show. It's an hour-long show, and we'll be working with those guys, which we're excited about. We've had some really good conversations with them, and hopefully that just continues to be something that grows the sport and grows the event as we go forward.
Absolutely.
So camp cleanup always stays the same.
Yes, August 15th, and we will have a band, and we're going to have an actual food vendor this year. We had a big turnout last year, and it was a little hard for us to do all the cooking at one spot. So we're going to have a food vendor, but they're going to do a flat rate of $5 a plate. And we're going to pick up the rest of the tab for everybody. And we're going to have a band and some bago boards set up and some card tables and just kind of sit around and visit, enjoy each other. And then everybody can go back to their truck and sleep. And then we'll turn them loose at daylight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So don't miss camp cleanup. Saturday, August 29th, gates open, and it's going to run all the way through Championship Sunday, September 6th. Hopefully it will be fall weather by that point.
I hope so. Yeah.
Right on. Well, Dapple, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
It's great to see you. And
Always a pleasure.
And make sure you get down to the furniture store, the Baro.
I'm headed there. Yeah, I'm going to sweat my face off. So.
All right.
We'll
Well,
see.
have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun unloading a whole semi of furniture this afternoon.
Yeah, you've seen it before. You actually
Yeah,
were
I
here
videoed.
once. Yeah.
I had to video. I wasn't able to help, unfortunately.
Yeah, he had his hands full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks,
Okay.
Dapple. We'll be
Thank
talking
you.
to you soon. And everybody,
good.
make sure you get down there to the National Championships.
Yep. Come see us.
Man, it's real. It's really happening.
It's like it's like standing on train tracks. You know, it's coming right at us.
Yeah. And it's going to hit. It's going to hit hard. It always does.
Always does.
So, well, thank you, Andy, for being here today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Don't forget, this weekend, we have the Heart of Texas Stampede that will be out there in Brady, Texas. I will be there. I will be filming and recording, but it's going to be neat. There's money added, and there's going to be stuff to do. So we will see you out on the track.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.